What is going on? It is Dr. Remy LeBeau. Hey, we're vibing here. Same place. And I'm coming at you once again from the X-Lair to drink a little bit of coffee. What's this coffee? Okay, that's some tasty coffee. Okay, I'm enjoying that. And share some of my comics with you. It's been a bit. Been busy, and today I was actually shooting some auditions because I wrote a couple of screenplays a while back, and now I'm trying to get them sold by doing acting stuff. I know, wacky. It's actually working out. I wound up with an agent. I have an agent who approached me because of the acting work I've done, and that agent happens to be a literary agent who will also represent me as a writer, which is awesome. And recently, I was a finalist in a screenplay contest, and so the agent and the agency that represents me is interested in sending my screenplay out, but they can't do it because of the writer's strike, which, hey, I'm 100% in support of. Nonetheless, my plans are working. Things are moving along. Not making a hell of a lot of money right now. Sacrificed everything I had built up as an economist in my career prior to do this, but I'm very happy I did. Things are actually progressing, and it's wonderful. And anyway, I was shooting some auditions today, and so that's why I'm looking pretty. I'm actually a lot more haggard than this. I am in my 40s, by the way, mid-40s. And so I thought, been a while since I've done one of these videos, and I should share some more of my comics, because I got comics. I love my comics. Y'all's love comics. If you're watching this, you love comics. So I figured, why not share my comics with you? So this is going to be the second of 4 boxes that are non-X-Men related comics. There might be some X-Men adjacent comics, but mainly unrelated to the X-Men. I've got 4 boxes that are completely X-Men related. So I believe I have 8 boxes, but I might have 9. I've cut back on buying comics quite a bit because I just can't house comics anymore. There's no room for them. But I still love my collection, and I love sharing it. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share some of my comics with you. I hope all of you are doing well. Yeah, we're getting to the last part of the year, which is wild. 2023, moving towards the end already, which is wacky. But the best part is comics. They keep coming out. Dude, Hellfire Gala, Fall of X, hashtag fire. I'm super happy with this new chapter of the X-Men story. If you haven't read X-Men in a while, you can pick up Hellfire Gala 2023. That is a big turning point for the overall story of the mutants in the Marvel Universe. And then you can start picking up some of the Fall of X comics that have come out subsequent to that, which there are maybe 4 or 5 that really matter. And so you can be caught up with what's going on with the X-Men, and then that might get you interested in going back. And then there's Marvel Unlimited, which is a monthly subscription plan that costs I think it's $5.99 or something. It's really cheap. And basically they have all the catalog of Marvel comics up until 3 months prior to the current date. So as soon as new books come out, within 3 months they land on Marvel Unlimited. So there's this huge library that you can then use to kind of go back and just learn about everything that you might have missed, and spend all sorts of time reading really cool comics, enjoying the artwork, because that's a big part of it. The marriage of the storytelling with the artwork, I think, is what makes the magic of comics, and why I've always loved comics, and why I'm going to share with you some of the comics I have. And all the while, I'm also going to be drinking a little bit of coffee because, hey, it's late and I'm old. And if I don't drink coffee, I'm going to get tired and I'm not going to have any energy. Hello? What's the point of making a video if I have no energy? Right? Okay, great. Oh yeah, that's some coffee, baby. That's some caffeine. All right, so I'm starting off with the second box, and the second box starts off with Spawn Gunslinger. Now, Spawn Gunslinger was actually introduced in the Spawn comics, but this is his first ongoing series post what was called Spawn Universe that came out about 2 or 3 years ago now, which basically was McFarlane's attempt to expand the Spawn universe, because he had gone like 300 plus issues of Spawn and never expanded beyond that. He only had one title running, and now he has 4 concurrent Spawn titles. The favorite of mine is the Gunslinger Spawn. So this is an interesting one because this is done by Brett Booth, the art, and drawn by McFarlane. I'm sorry, written by McFarlane. And I think they're up to like issue 18 or something. Maybe even further than that. Oh, they're past 20 right now. And Brett Booth has drawn every single one. I love his art. It's a callback to the 90s style, but it's his own, and it's got like that dynamic, very kind of detailed flair that is signature to the 90s. Love it. Absolutely love it. And this character is really cool. He's like a cowboy, but he's a Spawn, and he's also Latino, Latinx, which is pretty awesome. So I really respect that McFarlane had a Spawn, his signature character, be an African American, and now he has another Spawn that is Latinx, which is really exciting. Anyway, this is Spawn number 1. This is the first cover. This is drawn by McFarlane. I mean, hello. McFarlane drawing anything these days is gold. So super happy to have that. Here's a really cool cover to Spawn number 2. Yeah, look at that. Sexy cover. Look at this one. Looking anime. I believe this is number 3. It's got like an anime quality to it. Like an anime Western quality, which I really love. Because like a lot of anime does take inspiration from Westerns. Like American Westerns. And also, of course, Akira Kurosawa films, Japanese filmmaker, one of the vanguards of the art, that a lot of the American Westerns were sort of modeled after. So really kind of love that flavor is included here, which is awesome. Let me have some coffee real quick. So if you're watching this on Instagram, I'm only going to have a 15 minutes of it because for some reason I can't post reels that are longer than 15 minutes. I don't know why. But the entire video will be on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on Instagram, jump over to my YouTube channel. There is a link in the bio, and then you can watch the whole video there. So I'm going to take my time with this. I'm not going to rush like I did with the other ones. I was trying to get them done within half an hour, but I don't need to do that. So fuck it. All right, here's oh wait, I have 2 of these for some reason. This is my multiple copy buying era, which is now over, by the way. Okay, this is number 4. This has the Violator, classic Spawn villain. This is a Brett Booth cover. Lovely. Love that. Really enjoyed this one. Number 5. I believe this is the same guy that did that other anime styles one, which I love. So that's real cool. Real cool stuff there. Real cool stuff. All right, here's number 6. This is a Brett Booth one. Got the Violator in his clown form. Exciting stuff there. Oh, I love this one, dude. This is number 7. I mean, there's just something special about these covers. And even, I mean, obviously the story and the art and all that, but like, there's something so sexy about this character. And like, I love that like artists are like in tune with that, you know, and they're able to kind of convey the sexiness. This one's really cool. Like, just, it kind of reminds me of like, the Gunslinger from Stephen King lore. I don't know if you've read the Dark Tower books. I'm a big Dark Tower fan. There's 7 books. Love that series. If you haven't read it, if you're a reader, go read these books. They're awesome. And the Gunslinger is Roland Duchesne. He is the main character in these books, and he's awesome. And there's like, at least in the original prints, there were these like kind of painted artworks inserted throughout the books, and like these covers are somewhat evocative of that, which is cool for me because kind of makes that connection. Anyway, here's number 8. Now this was a triplicate series in which 3 of Spawn's titles had connecting issues, I believe. And I think this is these were done by Brett Booth, so they're pretty cool. Okay, so here's another one. This is number 9. A little more Brett Booth action. Got normal Spawn coming after Gunslinger Spawn. Here's another number 9 with that kind of anime style, which is real cool. This is one of my favorites here, like Vertigo, like super stylized. This is my jam, baby. This is like crazy perspective, like big ass guns pointed at the gun. I mean, this is like, that's art candy for me. Like, I love things like that. All right, what we got here? Okay, so here's number 10. A new villain introduced. Brett Booth drawn. Hello, Brett. What's up with that booth? That booth of good art you keep feeding us. I kind of like this one. It was like kind of horror inspired for number 11. And here is number 12. Oh no, I got 2 number 11s for some reason of the same one. This is the Brett Booth variant. Enjoy that. I believe, no, are the Brett Booth covers the main covers? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Number 12, definitely that's Brett Booth for sure. Little impaled head there. That's another number 12. So I've got multiples of some of these. I didn't realize I did. Hey, Christmas gifts. Hey guys. Hey nieces and nephews. You like comics? You will now. Okay, so here's number 13. We got a little Spawn, a little death, a little blood. I mean, what's a Spawn comic without a little gore? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it even a Spawn comic? If you kill a person in a Spawn comic and no one sees it, does it make a sound? I mean, that's a question to ponder, don't you think? Yeah, that's some caffeine, baby. Give me some caffeine, baby. Give me some caffeine. All right, got number 14, a little bit of sexy, a little bit of clown, a little bit of violation up in the Spawnness. Number 15 as well. This is like a sketchy kind of cover. I didn't even know I had this, to be honest. I don't know where these books came from, to be honest. But whatever. Okay, number 16. Cool cover. Enjoying that. Number 17. Got a little violation action. Enjoying that one. 18, this is like very kind of McFarlane-esque, but not McFarlane-esque. Halloween-esque, but not Halloween-esque. Really enjoying that. Like that a lot. Mark Brooks came on and drew another, like a triplicate once again of 3 different Spawn title covers that connect. This is the Gunslinger Spawn version. I love it. Look, I mean, I'm sorry. Did I say it's no? I said it right. Mark Brooks. Yeah, I love his style. I love his painted sort of style. Oh, I think I have the other ones here. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So let me see. So this is the Spawn. This is the Scorched. This is like the team book. And let me see how these connect. I think these go on either side. Oh, okay, here we go. Gorilla. Okay, so here's Spawn and Scorched. And then, how does this connect? Oh, I see. And then Gunslinger and Scorch. So I guess Scorch is I shouldn't put comics under my chin to talk. Scorch is the middle of the 3. I can't put them all in the frame together. So anyway, here it is. Super cool. Love it. I love that, like, that McFarlane's willing to collaborate with all these artists even to this day. People that don't normally do Spawn stuff, don't normally do Image stuff. I mean, these days Mark Brooks is basically Marvel and basically X-Men, which I'm very happy with because he's doing like all the Immortal X-Men covers, which I'm loving. He did Judgment Day, which the story itself, but the covers, you know, Mark Brooks. Anyway, let's keep going. Here's number 20. I think that's the Brett Booth cover, which I enjoy. At one point, they've redesigned his mask, which is really cool because, like, I guess they kind of wanted to differentiate him from the original Spawn, which I'm glad they did. And I love the new design. They haven't had it on any of the covers yet, but I saw some preview images for forthcoming issues, and he does have that design on the cover. I recommend looking into that design because it's pretty freaking cool. Okay, so this was interesting. I really enjoyed, this is like another Brett Booth cover. And they had just a Virgin and a regular. I got them both because I'm a glutton. What can I say? All right, so that's all of the Gunslinger Spawn books. Okay, so now we're going to jump into some other stuff that's Marvel related. So this is Hallows Eve. So Hallows Eve, I guess is her name, is a new Spider-Man villain. And this is is this an Artgerm cover? This might be an Artgerm cover. I just love the cover, so I wanted to get it. I forget why. I'm not going to do that anymore, but it was one that I wanted to get. Okay, so now we're going to go into House of Slaughter. Now, House of Slaughter is... So there's a book called Something is Killing the Children, which is basically like this world where like these monsters kill children, but nobody sees them except for children that are afraid of them, and also these like monster hunters. And it's written by James Tynion IV. It's going to be adapted for Netflix at some point. Anyway, at some point they started a spin-off series to it, and so these are the comics which wound up being kind of an anthology because there's a continuing story within the Something is Killing the Children main title. And this is more about expanding the world, kind of world building within it, introducing other characters, other stories, because I'm sure the show is going to want to delve into these other characters. So I got into it when I read all of the Something is Killing the Children run, and I really loved it. So I was like, I'll get into this book as well. So here are those issues. This is the Free Comic Book Day one that's kind of introduced it. This is, I believe, an Artgerm variant of the first one. Yes, it is. And I've got a bunch of the first cover variants, like some one of 10s, one of 15s, one of 25s, whatever the hell. I don't know. I was buying a lot of crap back then. But these are really cool. Like, I mean, and this turned out, the first arc turned out to be like this gay love story in a sense, like within this world, which I really enjoyed because I'm gay and I identify with it. And it's like, okay, cool. That's some coffee. Anyway, so I did enjoy it, but I didn't know it was going to be an anthology, and I was kind of thrown off when it's finished and another story started. I was like, wait a minute, but I'm cool with it now because it's cool. Anyway, so here's some more of these number ones. I bought a bunch of these from a bunch of different folks. This is Ji Hyung, Ji Hyung, I believe his name is. I might be saying that wrong, but that's his variant. Got a blank variant. And this is the regular number one cover, and then this is this is the Ji Hyung Lee. This is Ji Hyung Lee, the Virgin variant. I don't know, there's just a bunch of these. And there's the trade dress version. I have a bunch of these. Oh, I bought a lot of these. Whoa. Bought a lot. But these covers are awesome. Like, super cool. Horror themed. I love me some horror. As long as it's good. And like James Tynion IV seems to have a good grasp on that. So that works for me. These are all number ones. I can't believe how many number ones I have. That was like 20 number ones. It's crazy. Let's get to number two. So there's number two. Gay and people of color, which is really cool. A little more number two there. A little more number two there. Not the number two you people are thinking about, you dirty-minded mofos. Okay, so this is number two also. 1 of 50. Love it. Love that cover. Another blank variant of that. Man, I have a lot of these. I don't know why I have so many. Now, once again, this is like during the time where I was just buying things. And then I realized I can't buy so much. I can't. I'm pursuing a career in the arts. I can't be spending all my money and I don't have room for it. Hello. Okay, so here's some cool number 3. And I like this red blank variant, which is very cool. I like they did that. Another number 3. That's one of the monsters in the world. There's a very distinct style to this. This is also a number 3, but this is like a 1 in 75. And this is like the 2 guys that are in love, but they're also killers. And they want to kill each other, but they don't want to kill each other, but they do want to kill each other, but they don't want to kill each other, but they do, but they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I don't think you know what I'm saying, because I don't know what I'm saying, so it's impossible that you know what you're saying. But really cool covers like this. Here's another cool cover. That's a 1 in 25. Here's the number 4. Got a little gay love action there, with a backdrop of horror. Oh, seem to have a lot of those for some fantastically obscure reason. I know what it is. I'm just incapable of stopping myself. Until now. I was incapable of stopping myself then, and I'm okay with that now. Clearly, I was okay with it then as well. Let's not talk about that period. Okay, here's another number 4. All right, lots of number 4s. Jeez, another number 4. Blank variant, but black. I like that they went there with that. All right, let me see. Here's number 5. And a little bit more number 5. Yeah, they wear like these interesting masks that kind of have those like teeth. You can see it here. It's kind of like a signature aspect of it. It's really simple in terms of like the design and like the execution, but it's great iconography to sort of, you know, brand this world. And I mean, clearly people are very mindful of branding these days, so it makes sense that they went there and they're already selling like merchandise with it or whatever. I believe this starts, yeah, this is like the second part of the second arc that has nothing to do with those original characters, but I haven't read all of them. I think, oh, this is like a body bag variant or something. No idea what that means. But I think eventually they do go back to those original characters. I just haven't read. I need to catch up. It's been a while since I've caught up on House of Slaughter, but I should definitely do that. I kind of wanted like these arcs to play out before I read them, because I just, if it's going to be a self-contained story, I don't want to read it in nuggets. I just want to read the whole story, you know. So anyway, yeah, so we got a little bit more there. Number 9. Oh yeah, they kept going here. Here's another body bag variant for number 9. Here is number 10. Number 11. Oh no, here's another number 10 for some reason. Finally, we're to number 11. The Butcher's Return. I don't know if this is back to the first story. It might be. It might be back to the first story. I don't know. It's like a very kind of brutal world. The people that kill the monsters, they have this whole culture that's been developed, which is very harsh, and it is very unforgiving, and they have a clear mission, which is to kill these monsters, and they will not let anything stop them from doing that, and they do not care about the individuals and their feelings and how they're affected within this world, no matter what age they are. And children are treated very badly by this society, especially the ones that are being inducted into it. It's a brutal kind of world, but it's an interesting dynamic. It does remind me of like Buffy. I'm rewatching Buffy right now, which, by the way, if you haven't rewatched Buffy in a while, go rewatch Buffy. It's so good. It reminds me of the Watchers Council that like was, you know, it was very sort of set on its mission and was willing to put Buffy through all sorts of terrible things. Like when, I believe, was it when she turned 18 and they kind of depowered her, and they had like monsters fight her, vampires go after her. And that was like a test to see if she could survive. And then it turned out Giles, her watcher, was the one that drugged her to take away her powers. And it was a whole thing, and it was very traumatic. Anyway, back to House of Slaughter. I don't know what these stories are, but they're all within this world. But the covers are really cool. Look at that. Nice and gory, but super stylish. I think this is the last one. This is number 15. Okay, so I started watching Cartoonist Kayfabe, which is a YouTube channel a few years ago. Jim Rugg and Ed Piskor, two artists, are the main dudes. They go through art, they go through comics, they talk about stuff, they do their own comics. They're great. Ed Piskor did X-Men Grand Design, which was a 4-issue miniseries that sort of ran us through the entire history of the X-Men from inception through I believe the 90s. I don't remember where it ends. But then they've done a couple of other Grand Design miniseries, and his partner Jim Rugg from Cartoonist Kayfabe did Hulk. So these are his Grand Designs. This is Hulk Grand Design by Jim Rugg. This is number 1. I believe this is another number 1. And I think this might be number 2. No, this is another number 1. Homage to Incredible Hulk 3 something. Yeah. So this is basically telling the whole Hulk kind of story from beginning to end, to a certain point in the recent history of the Hulk. And these are great primers for people that are just looking to get into comics and looking to kind of get caught up on a lot of the main sort of like story arcs that define a character or define a world of characters. I think it's a really fantastic thing. And what these guys do is because they're true like auteur artists. Like they have a very distinct style. They have a very distinct sort of philosophy behind their artwork, and they put a lot of that voice into their work. So there's something special that sort of comes along with just telling these stories through these books, which elevates them, because they're not just like, previously on the X-Men, like it's more like previously on the X-Men through the eyes of through the lens of this like really unique artist. So it's really cool, and I really enjoy it, and I recommend checking out these Grand Design books. Coffee late at night. Hello, this is the way. All right, this is a Free Comic Book Day book that came out recently this year. A graphic autobiography of the legendary Stan Lee by Tom Scioli. Or Scioli. He's actually one of the Cartoonist Kayfabe guys as well. He's like the third guy. He's not always there, but he did Fantastic Four Grand Design. So it's cool that he got to tell Stan's story. That is, was that published by Marvel? I don't think that was published by Marvel. I think that was an independent book. Anyway, so that's that. Now I've got some Hulks. This is, I believe this is the first Sam Keith Hulk cover. It might even be the first Sam Keith Marvel book. I might be wrong about that. Somebody can kind of fact check that for me, but had to get it because Sam Keith is he's one of the great artists. There's something so Sam Keith was drawing Marvel Comics Presents. He drew the a lot of the really interesting Wolverine stories and depictions within that title. Then he got his own title, which was called The Max. When Image started, he was one of the artists that left and started The Max, which carried through his very unique style. And MTV took note of it and adapted his comic, The Max, as a cartoon series. And even to this day, I'd say it's one of the most interesting and art, just overall interesting comic book series ever drawn to animation. It's really authentic to his artwork. I really recommend it. Check it out. See if you can find it. The Max, MAXX. Beautiful stuff. All right, this is a facsimile of the first appearance of the Hulk. Hulk number 1 came out recently. Had to have that because it's just fun to pretend that you have a classic book like that, which really I do, but it's a reprint, but whatever, who cares? I have it. I love it. This is a Lee In-hyuk Amadeus Cho Hulk cover. I thought it was kind of sexy. Not often we get a lot of beefcake covers, so I had to get that one because, hey, I'm gay. And this turns me on. It doesn't turn me on. Actually, it potentially could. It depends on his age. If he's under 18, it does not turn me on. Just saying. All right. Now, I have some cool like Hulk covers from the recent run. This is a David Nakayama one, which I really love. This is a cool, I like Hulk as the Kingpin cover. This is one of the interesting kind of Blinds cover. There's like a whole series of these Blinds books that came out recently. This is Gwen Stacy as Rogue. I had to get that cover. Super fun. This is I don't know. I really like this cover. This is one of those Spider-Verse variants where they kind of made Hulk a spider character in the cover. I really enjoyed that, as I will enjoy the rest of my coffee here. Well, that's the end of my coffee, but man, that was good coffee. These introduce like a new Hulk villain, and that's why I have them. Hey, Key Comics, woo! This is J. Scott Campbell doing a Hulk cover. Love me some J. Scott Campbell. Hellfire Gala from 2022 of She-Hulk. Had to get that. This is super fun. It's a no prize. So they used to do this thing where when you sent a letter into the letters page for Marvel, people were granted no prizes, which was sort of ironic. It's like they got a prize and the prize is no prize, but the prize was no prize. It's a whole thing. It's a double entendre thing. It's real clever. That's why they write comics. Hi, no prize. All right, we've got some more of these Gwen Stacy as X-Men characters. This is Gwen Stacy as Domino. We got Gwen Stacy as Siren. All right, so that's that. This is a Juggernaut #1. There was a Juggernaut miniseries recently, a while back. This is sort of a throwback cover to the original sort of style of the original X-Men run prior to Giant Size X-Men #1, prior to the whole like reprint phase. There was a whole time period where Marvel didn't think X-Men was worth like creating new issues for, so they started just reprinting the original issues in the current run. It wasn't called a separate title. It was just like the next issues of X-Men, and they were just reprints of old issues. We don't talk about that period. But this is a cool homage to that. Well, the period before that. All right, then I've got Judgment Day. Judgment Day. So this is something that happened recently. It was like a way for Marvel, I think, to integrate the Eternals, the Avengers, and X-Men. And they told the whole story, and it just wasn't that great. I didn't love it. But here are the issues. There's one of them. Here's another. Oh, that's the Free Comic Book Day one. Where the Eternals are pissed that the mutants are resurrecting, and the Eternals should be the only ones resurrecting, and then they go after the mutants, and then they kill all the Arago mutants, and it's really awful. But then Mr. Sinister and Tony Stark bring a Celestial back to life, who then decides to judge the entire Earth, and like everybody's judged, and it's Judgment Day, and hey, it's a day, and people are being judged, and there's judgment, and that's why it's called Judgment Day. Hey. Anyway, so that's the Celestial that's been brought back. These are Mark Brooks covers, which are really cool. That is not a Mark Brooks cover, but that's Jean Grey. Hey. That is a Mark Brooks cover, and that's them being judged because it's Judgment Day. Hello, it's not Judgment Night. Actually, it might be Judgment Night. That is Destiny. What's up, Destiny? Love the return of Destiny. Love everything that's been going on with Destiny since her return. This is an homage to an Inferno #4 cover. Part of Judgment Day, Mark Brooks doing his magic. Story, not great. Covers, I'm going to say B+ to A-. And this is a Judgment Day Omega. I think this is sort of the epilogue, and this was a Peach Momoko cover. Always enjoy me some Peach Momoko. And a few last comics here. We got King in Black. I don't know, it's just a random King in Black issue. This is the big storyline where Venom's symbiote suit finally gets the attention it deserves. And we went into its backstory, and there's this whole god of symbiotes, and then he tries to take over the earth, and everybody becomes a symbiote, and everybody becomes venomized, and it's a whole thing. And the whole earth is covered in like symbiotes at one point. It's really wacky. Anyway, and then here's a couple of cool last comics. I've got, this is the last Shadowhawk issue. So Shadowhawk was done by Jim Valentino, one of the original founders of Image, and Shadowhawk was his title. This is an homage to actually Youngblood #1, which was Rob Liefeld's comic. This might have been the first Image comic ever printed, maybe, potentially. But this is an homage to it, and this is a recent run. I thought it was a cool cover, so I got it. And then, of course, J. Scott Campbell drawing some Luke Cage looking freaking amazing. I mean, this cover is just candy. Had to get that. All right, so there you go. A lot of comics. That's the second of 4 boxes of non-X-Men related books. But as you saw, there's a lot of sort of X-Men adjacent stuff in there because my life is X-Men adjacent, if not X-Men immersive, if not X-Men defined. Anyway, I'll share some more comics with you in the future. I hope all of you are doing well. Hope you take care of yourselves, enjoy yourselves. Don't let this world get to you. It's crazy, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through this crazy life because what the hell else are we going to do? I wish you all the very best. And as always, I want to remind you that if you have not already, you better put an X in the box because ain't nobody checking me. Woo! Bye-bye.